In Virginia, generations of producers have protected their land and waterways around their farms, even before mandates were placed on farmers to use best management practices. Many, like John Goodwin, a Spotsylvania County beef producer and dairyman, were voluntarily doing so for years.
Well, it's important to have clean water because the livestock needs clean water just as you need clean water to survive. And they'll have better intake, better growth. The cattle will perform better.
Goodwin is a fifth-generation farmer. His family has worked the 1,400 acres of farmland adjacent to Lake Anna since 1870. His operation is a prime example of what farmers have been doing to protect the environment and the Chesapeake Bay in Virginia. Farmers statewide are alerting their representatives in Congress that proposed changes to the Chesapeake Bay program threaten the state's top economic sector in a time of extreme uncertainty. The proposed legislation would make President Obama's Chesapeake Bay executive order law. A draft of a report created under the order says agriculture is responsible for more than half of the bay pollution.
So a computer model is used to gauge improvements. And the way that the model works is land changes or BMP installation is counted in the model. Well, unfortunately, not every BMP, because of either funding or manpower, has been counted in the Bay model.
While the state does a good job of counting the BMPs that are cost shared for farmers with state funding, the majority of the money comes through federal dollars and the Environmental Quality Incentive Program known as EQIP. The federal funding is not being counted in the model for the Bay, so farmers just aren't getting the credit they deserve for the work they've put into preventing runoff into streams and rivers.
Mandates will push farmers to the extent that they will choose other land uses for their property.
Farmers are the original good stewards of the land. The EPA and the federal government are actually Johnny-come-latelys. We were doing it years before because if we don't, we're not productive and we don't make a living.
Virginia Farm Bureau is asking elected officials to reauthorize the Chesapeake Bay program without expansion of federal authority. Farm Bureau and other organizations have openly questioned sources used to generate the report, a draft of which will be available for public comment in November. Reporting in Richmond, Virginia, I'm Sherri McKinney.